Strap in tight. Jejajeja, Lazyzach. Let's get it.
Jeja matching the color with the blue, too. He's trying to copy you in every way. He's getting in your head. And here we go. We're off to the races right away. We're going to expect a lot of this. A lot of very slow pacing. Neither of these guys are strangers to it.
You know, there's not very many times where I feel like, you know, as a Smash commentator, I'm like, yo, man, like I commentate Smash, and I'm talking to other commentators from other esports.
Yeah.
I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's no other fighting game, you know, League of Legends, whatever, that are built to commentate long matches like this.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to them
Yeah.
because they can certainly do things that I cannot do, you know, and
Certainly.
vice versa. But you know, when every match is going to be like this, you know what I'm saying? And got to bring the action in small spurts. Nobody quite sells it like a Smash commentator.
And hey, and that's very true. But I'll say this: as slow as they were playing that first stock, a stock off the board in 30 seconds is pretty quick. But yeah, it does take quite a bit of selling it. It's almost the equivalent of I'm not sure how much you keep up with more traditional sports, but if you watch a game of baseball, sometimes the commentators can just get to talking about whatever. They're just chatting about their day, about movies, shows. They can just talk. Yep. This is what can sometimes happen. Smash Ultimate can be the baseball of commentary. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about that.
Slower
right here.
pace stuff going.
And we definitely just seen a home run right there from Lazyzach. Only at 0%. The F smash in the corner. Yeah, come here, bro. Come here.
Man, Lazyzach is taunted in real life too. You see him emote a little bit when that neutral beat came out. He's at 0%. Jeja hasn't touched him.
This reminds me of there's a tournament I want everybody to do a little bit of history on. It's called Crossfire 3. You'll see Mewtwo King and a very young the Cats play against each other, and it's Meta Knight and it's Ice Climber. Yeah. You know, it's Brawl, and they very much have moments like this here.
It's pretty slow. We see Lazyzach yelling right now in the game. Yeah, this is interesting here because the onus is on Jeja to approach. He makes a lot of money from forcing his opponent to approach. Not necessarily forcing, but kind of just getting them to, wearing them out, playing that mental game, waiting for them to give up. Yeah. But Lazyzach, it's in his name. He's lazy. He doesn't want to approach. He wants to sit back. He's playing Sonic. He is just as familiar with playing it slow and not approaching as Jeja is. So I would not be surprised to see him come out on top of that.
Even being in the deficit. So here we go.
He can come from any direction.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And just, again, both sides feeling pretty good here, you know. Taking their sweet time as they should. You know, again, all jokes aside, these are two characters that you do not want to overextend or do anything too crazy on because they will definitely make you feel the pain. And I think two characters like this comprise some, maybe not some similar ingredients, but, you know, a similar thought process, a similar, you know, approach to the meta. You know, you got to be careful.
You definitely do, and at 15%, Lazyzach, it's one of those things where it looks just about impossible for Jeja to make anything happen. But you get one interaction in the corner, you get one neutral B off stage, you give Kirby spin dash.
That's it.
Things get freaky really quickly. So Lazyzach does still have to play on his toes. And playing this slow is necessary. It seems overkill, but it's not. Yeah. He has to play like this.
Man, play like this, both of these two are. Only 15% right here. We are just past the 4-minute mark in this match. And not a lot of neutral to be played. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, right. They are remaining neutral in terms of emotion.
Yes.
Staying calm, staying distant. Neutral on the stick. Neutral inputs. As Lazyzach has been hit, I think, once this whole game. He's lost one interaction total. As he is looking dominant right now. He gets hit in disadvantage again, and Lazyzach's still making noise on stage. He's still yelling every time he gets hit. He's taunting Jeja. I've never seen someone get in his head like this.
Yeah, Jeja usually like the silent killer, the one that's kind of, you know, bringing the aggravation out of the opponent.
He's frustrating you usually.
That's right.
But right now he's fully leaned forward. He's focused. He's not smiling. He's not dancing. Lazyzach is really putting Jeja on a level of focus you don't see him on too often.
Yeah, and all jokes aside, I think this is exactly how you have to play this matchup. Again, I can't stress enough, like, both of these two characters cannot allow each other to just, you know, steamroll because their buttons are so safe up close. They may not find that one open. You're going to eat a lot of percent, or given the positioning on stage, you will take a stock, you know, especially for Zach. Again, you know, no hitbox in that recovery. So, I mean, you get to see stuff like this happen. Okay, 4-frame on the spring. I'm up out of here. Not dealing with it.
Down air can't get the job done. Now Lazyzach is putting in work off stage. The neutral B doesn't find the mark. And now we're going to reset neutral after a brief moment of reprieve. We got some excitement for a moment. And now we're back to it.
Few and far between.
Just 2 minutes left on the clock. I wonder if we'll see that come into play as Jeja is getting a bit more aggressive, trying to mix up with the movement, get Lazyzach conditioned a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
As this is starting to look more and more like a go next game. trying to maybe get a download, get some reads in for the next one.
Okay. But again, you know, we could see Lazyzach, excuse me, play like an aggressive Zach. And then
right.
Jejajeja can really start to stick it to him. Rock Kirby on the way down.
You never know when angry Zach can come out.
Oh man, you don't want
Active
that.
Zach.
You
Quick Zach.
You don't want that.
You don't. You certainly don't if you're JJ.
There are many layers to the Zach franchise, okay?
Right. It's onions. It's onions.
Okay.
I don't know, but maybe if you're JJ, you do want active Zach. Maybe that's what you want. The approaches could be big as, man, Lazyzach's walking speed is almost as quick as Kirby's, and he walks back and just turns around and forward smashes. He's playing with his food right now.
Yeah, both sides, you know, letting the other side know you don't like it when I pull a U on you, okay? It don't feel as good. But again, all jokes aside, this matchup kind of has to be played like this, you know. They cannot steamroll each other because what they can do to each other, it ain't good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and once a single opening is found on either of these character sides, the stock can get taken so quick. So you have to play it patient, but Lazyzach is really showing us how to do that, and he's doing it very effectively. As they think for a moment about the stage counter pick, but we do just run it back to PS2. This matchup really does just look so difficult for Kirby. Looks nigh impossible. And I will say, I've hazarded to say that something is impossible for Jeja's Kirby time and time again he proves me wrong.
Yep.
So I don't want to say it just yet. You never do know.
And I think that's the thing also about the Sonic players is like when Sonic, like of all the player mains out there, when you like Sonic and you main Sonic, like you like Sonic. You got
Sonic and Mario.
You got the jacket, the hat, the shirt, glasses, jacket, shirt.
Man.
That's right. You rocking Sonic the Hedgehog. And you really embodying everything that makes this character as great as it is competitively. I mean, I had to make sure I had to specify competitively.
Right.
This character is not to be taken lightly. Okay.
Now wait a minute. Jeja finally finds the thing he's been looking for so desperately. He has that Sonic neutral B, which is going to make this a little bit easier for him. It's going to give him a shot here in neutral. He just runs up, makes it happen with the homing attack. Pretty quick. Playing from a distance as Jeja has already put on a similar amount of damage that he got in all of that first game.
Okay. Still up in it. Oh my God, I'm talking 0.% differential between these two. They're trying to keep it as even as possible.
Ooh, Jeja though, the down air is going to make it a little less even. He takes a lead. Cannot believe that we're seeing a Jeja lead after how one-sided that first game was. Lazyzach might have to get active very soon.
Okay. Nair up underneath the platform, just trying to keep this match on solid ground. You know, both characters, really solid ground game, you know, all things considered. You know, especially Sonic the Hedgehog, just being able to threaten that space between you and your opponent with like spin dash and spin charge, you know. What exactly am I going to do? I got you kind of nervous.
Yeah, and Kirby kind of has to have a solid ground game in lieu of quick airspeed and stuff like that. The grounded speed and the normals are going to make up for that a little bit. And where he really shines, if he's not on the ground, he's off stage. He's under it, he's over to the right. He's making stuff happen in the scariest of spots.
Okay.
The landing spin dash is going to tack on some damage, send Jeja off stage, floats around that spring. Not trying to bounce today. The neutral air doesn't quite get it done. Lazyzach needs to take the stock pretty quick if he doesn't want to let this game get out of hand.
I think another area too where characters that are like, you know, built like Kirby, especially off stage, you know, the multiple jumps or the floaty nature, is that you usually use that area to kind of, not necessarily camp, but just, you know, back off a little bit. You know, I had the lead, you have to come get me, and then if you overextend or do anything improper, I still have multiple jumps left. I can reverse this situation.
Exactly.
It's a little bit more difficult to do that with Sonic because of just like how far he can go out into the magnifying glass out there. And then on top of that, still be in full possession of his tools, namely that forward air.
Yeah, and if Sonic overextends on you when you hit him for it, he can get so far away from you so quickly, so it's really not as dangerous of a position as it would be for many other characters.
No, not at all. Okay.
Pressure on shield, down smash is going to alleviate it right away. Lazyzach forced to recover at an awkward angle, and Jeja with great coverage there. The down air would have covered the early one, and the nair covers the late one.
Uh-oh. The Kirby Kung Fu is happening. No headband needed. With the Sonic hat right now.
I was about to say no headband, but a head full of hair. And that's that Hedgehog spikes. Wait a minute. Kirby off stage. The down smash going to send it back out. Breakdance on him for a
Not
sec.
the move we get to see very often. Homing attack a little off the. Are you Jeja? What on earth is happening?
If spin dash is present, it will lead to an SD. No matter the main, no matter the player, it's always going to come out.
Yeah. It's like a character with such good recovery tools. I mean, it's like the Bayo. Remember, like when Bayo first came out?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Or ZSS. Characters with just with great recovery systems. You do one SD a match. Whoa, my goodness. And no SD right there. That was a KO. Jejajeja. F smash in the Pokeball. You were definitely dead right there. Lazyzach dropping that game, putting a point on the board for Jeja. We're looking good.
Jeja is going to ensure for us that this one is not quick. He's not going to go down without a fight. He's able to take a game and bring us to a guaranteed 4 games in this matchup. Never know what could happen with the way they're playing it. As that game 1 just seemed so dominant. It seemed like Jeja had absolutely nothing to do, no reprieve, no room to breathe. Well, a lot of room to breathe, but no way to approach. He just couldn't find pacing at all, but in the second game, he just found feet. He was approaching, he was a bit more aggressive. He was conditioning Lazyzach. He was forcing him to make decisions. And sometimes Jeja was coming out on top of those decisions.
Yeah, and again, on the topic of decisions, this kind of comes down to, like, when is it time to be aggressive versus when is it time to – I don't even know what to call this. There's, of course, like, what people want to call it, but I'm like, this is actually how some matchups go in Smash.
Right.
And so, like, how do I navigate that space between being aggressive but then also like still not showing too much of my hand? Again, I can't be too overly aggressive. This is still Jeja we're talking about. This is still Lazyzach we're talking about. I've watched these two individuals obliterate stocks all weekend because somebody decided to be too overzealous and they just got beaten to a pole.
And this distance, this gameplay, what we're seeing, this is Jeja being so comfortable in his game plan and being so confident that it's solid enough to take stocks once we start approaching that he doesn't even want to condition you. He doesn't want to give you the chance to read what he's doing because he knows that he has that super strong one-dimensional game plan, and the less he interacts, the less chances you have to kind of figure out what he wants to do to you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So he's going to stay at this distance, and it's because he doesn't want to give you the chance to read him and get that conditioning. He's very confident that he's going to make it work the first time.
Right.
Playing onto that platform, Jeja threatening but not, just dashing around waiting for Lazyzach to come to him. And he does that eventually. He comes in a very strong way, and then there the F smash.
I was just about to say, I can't wait to see what the adjustments on the combos are going to be. With the platform layout or the lack thereof, the angled up duff right to the face, and Kirby happens to be all face. So that hit twice as hard. Great stuff right there from Lazyzach. Damn.
Dude, if you're hitting Kirby in the face, you're hitting 90% of his body, man. That's going to be an all-encompassing shot as the Lazyzach F smash is back in full swing. We called attention to it earlier. I compared it to Jake Smash, and it's back. It's back to its glory.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I play Adult Link, so one thing I love to do, I love to F smash from opponents. Okay?
Right. You're gonna let it rip.
Yeah. I'm gonna let both swings rip. See, the first one missed. Guess what?
I'm gonna do it again.
Here comes the second one.
And what's next, Rob?
And then don't let Blade Beam be there. You're in some real trouble.
It better not be.
All right.
Back to it. We are back to it.
I just feel like every so often, like the competitive community, we are overdue for a match like this, and it's different when it's like Proto Bonham versus like Leo. You know what I'm saying? Where like there's a method to the madness. And I'm not saying that there isn't one here, but you can tell both sides are just like they're just having fun.
Right.
Like not saying that Proto and those guys aren't having fun too, but you can definitely tell Zach and Jeja are just like, you know what?
Because when you're watching a Proto,
we know it was coming to this. We needed to do this.
We did. And the thing is, when you're watching a Proto, like you mentioned, you're watching a chess match. It might be slow, but there is a very good way to enjoy that because you're watching it, you're thinking like, man, he's doing all this intricate stuff. He's making it super hard to approach.
Yep.
Look at the way he's adapting. This is different. This is exclusively a mental thing. From a viewer standpoint, you're not thinking, oh, Jeja's making such an interesting decision. He chose to dash left twice instead of dash left then right. You know what I'm saying? It's not as much that. It's just a mental thing to try and get your opponent off.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And these are, I mean, all things considered, two of the most intelligent players I've seen all weekend. I think Icon is definitely in the mix as well. Again, just got to be very careful with every step you take right here. Homing attack, see, stuff like this. Again, forcing the homing attack. If it comes through in a big way, I will try to punish it. And homing attack, very difficult move to punish. So great resilience right there from Jeja. Jeja just on the money.
Jeja's jumping around, waiting for an approach. Doesn't have many great ways to stick it to Sonic in the neutral game, but eventually he's going to give himself a decent option for that. As homing attack can be pretty threatening here on the side of Kirby. Lazyzach has some platforms at his disposal, and that's going to make it all the more harder for Jeja. He has a new dimension to work with. It's not just left and right. You gave him a Y-axis, man.
Yes. You need multiple axes. Nice. Gonna go for the 5-frame dash attack in. There's back air. Need to see me a little something. Yes, and it's the drift off border. And again, I was saying it before we seen the angled up F smashes a few interactions ago, and I'm saying a few because there ain't been very many interactions in this game. But
a few interactions ago, but a few minutes ago as well. Right?
Yeah, more than a few minutes ago. Just how are we going to adjust what it is that we're looking for in a match like this that's slowed down to an absolute crawl?
Right.
And again, it's just those moments of opportunity. I need less is more in the corner. I'm not quite looking for just the strings. I just need those hard-hitting options. The blast zones on the left and right side, speaking a little bit differently than what we've seen in sets prior. Damn, okay.
Yeah, those close blast zones have been calling for Lazyzach. He is sending Jeja out there at pretty low percentages. He's taking both these stocks at not a high number. He's getting really early ones off Kirby, which Kirby's prone to anyways because he's very light. But we've seen the F smash in the corner. We saw the forward air way off stage. Lazyzach is cleaning up these stocks at very low percents. I was about to say very quickly, but very low percent is making it happen.
That's right. That's right. Those two things are different.
They are. As we've come to find. As we've come to find. Jeja now from a distance, looking like Sonic himself.
That's right.
Getting the speed going, running up. Neutral B is threatening. Now Jeja has that option of neutral. You can't just sit there.
Right.
He has a way to pressure it, which is just such a boon for Jeja's neutral. It gives him an option that you actually have to worry about.
Of course, despite the lead here, I can't help but to feel like maybe Lazyzach still understanding the importance of keeping Jeja at bay because one misstep, and I mean, he is on your trail. Okay, up tilt, looking good right now. Whoa, what the crap? What are we doing down here?
Did we get back? Yeah, the air dodge barely. I thought Jeja was going to capitalize on that for sure. I thought we were going to see a down air drill, unloosening Lazyzach's screws, driving him crazy.
Oh, yeah. Down air. Okay, a little early that time, but I'm liking the mix-up on the upbeat times from Lazyzach. He knows that there are going to be moments where I will be off stage, whether I have to hit off stage or I need to go just to keep whatever master game plan I have intact. You got to know when it's time to up B and when it's time to air dodge because Jeja's looking to exploit that beautifully.
Yeah, he can do that better than many other players I've seen in my life. If you have someone off stage, Jeja's going to take away your resources piece by piece, bit by bit, until you got nothing left and you're gasping for air.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Ooh, Jeja's going to lose that homing attack. That's really rough to see. Immediately tries to get it back, but the Nair is going to make it happen.
That Nair has been a thing of beauty. We've seen him utilize that in the Shiny Mark set, too. Again, you just when you thought it was okay to approach haphazardly, to press a lot of buttons on Kirby's shield, I'm going to Nair out of shield, bro.
Yeah.
Watch yourself. 105%. This is Rage Kirby, if that even means anything in a matchup like this.
Look at that clock, Rod. You see that?
Yeah.
You see what I see? It's all the way down to 15 seconds as Jeja needs to find an opening now. He needs to get him off stage. I've seen Jeja do this. That down tilt could have been the answer, but no trip. That is the trip that he needed. Jeja didn't find the luck, and he's going to wait this one out. Is he trying to fist bump him?
Is he done?
Is he handshaking?
Did he give up? Okay.
He said it. He let us know. He said, I didn't give up. I'm shaking his hand.
He said, I didn't give up. I'm just shaking his hand. My bad. My bad.
Right. Yeah, I thought he was done. I thought he was like,
I'd like to shake your hand.
I was like, huh? Let me shake his hand. Jeja getting in there. Lazyzach going up 2-1 in long fashion. Jeja's going to look to bring it to a game 5, look to make this one of the longer sets you've ever seen.
Yep, and this is what I was kind of talking about before. I don't think either side are upset with each other. There's not very many matchups.
A couple of jovial gentlemen over there.
Absolutely. Not a lot of matchups in Ultimate where it needs to slow all the way down like this. Now, there obviously are some slower matches. And I ain't talking, it ain't like.
Slower.
It ain't Pound, 2019 where like we got, Pelka and all the other snakes, in top 8.
Right.
It ain't quite like that. But, this is one of the few matches where if both sides know each other and respect each other's gameplay and how potent it is, you will have to play like this. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to sit in it, and it's not. You don't really have the element that is so often present in play styles like this of high frustration and emotions running high and really getting to your opponent because they're both chill about it. You know what I'm saying? They're not really thinking like, oh, I'll make this guy mad, or oh, maybe I should stop doing this because I don't want to be rude here in person. Both these guys are sitting here, they're playing it, they're taking pictures together in between games.
Yeah.
Look what we're seeing.
They said real recognize real. You looking real familiar right now, okay? You are who I see when I look in the mirror.
Yes.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's like when two guys like, I'm just trying to get like you. Like that's what this is right here.
Like you, my boy.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just trying to get on your level. Okay, but unfortunately enough, all things aside, this is definitely a different level of gameplay. Losers quarterfinals here at Diamond Dust #2. And honestly, with all the ups and downs here of the weekend, I think this right here is just a cherry on top here for me. I'm having a really good time with this,
Right. Ypsilanti, Michigan, looking like Eepy Sleepy, Michigan. We're playing super slow, super patient.
Yeah.
From a distance, Lazyzach sitting under that platform, looking for any approach. He found the one earlier to tack on damage, and that first interaction could spell disaster here for Jeja.
Yeah.
Oh no, the homing attack off stage. What are we doing? Okay, made it back.
We are playing a dangerous game.
Scare me.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yummy, yummy.
And I always like those moments where like Jeja knows that they can run up and just hold shield and like really yank out an aggressive option. Like I'm eliciting a aggressive back air or forward. I know when to hold shield, and I also know when it's time to hold forward with my aggression. Jeja kind of has that thought process down to a T.
Ooh. Jeja from a distance, floating off stage, barely avoiding all these back airs. This F smash couldn't quite get it done either, as Lazyzach is threatening but not connecting. The forward air does just that though. Movement. Wait a minute. We got some schmicks going on. These two guys are tap dancing a little bit.
I'm starting to see the footwork right here. Show me something. Do my dance on you. Twinkle toes right there.
See, this is a situation where when the game slows all the way down like that, it takes two to tango. They both need to agree to not fight each other. It has to be that unwritten contract.
Yeah, like the
but
unspoken
now,
rule.
These two, one of them breaks it, one of them starts pushing in, and the other one can't do that anymore. The other one can't fully walk away, and no tech coming through from Jeja.
We said the ancient truce is no longer being honored, my friend.
Yes.
That's right. Tell him the truce was not for my safety, it was for his.
Not at all, not at all.
Alrighty.
As the pace of play slows back down to a crawl. Back air is going to connect from Jeja. Puts Lazyzach in the corner, the neutral B to threaten. You can't approach him just yet, Zach. Play it slow, play it slow.
That's right, he's like, get in my belly. I need to eat a Sonic, man.
I'm hungry, all this thinking is wearing on me. I need a snack.
Honestly, I'm right there. I need some food too, and I've been eating all day.
Right?
I've been eating all day.
Use some more, use some more.
Need some more. It's just the Michigan buff. I come here and the food is great. I need to keep eating.
True that, it is.
All right. 134% right now on Lazyzach, but one misstep, and Jeja can certainly close this out in a very devastating way. Same could be said the other way around. I love these perfectly placed F smashes. 153%. It is going to be enough to do it.
That was very smart with the grab. Just mixed him up with all these low hitboxes, high ones, putting out the quick moves. The moment Lazyzach gets scared and puts up the shield, Jeja puts the hands on. Good opening there for Lazyzach. F smash couldn't get it done. Sonic saying ha, but Jeja's the one laughing. Gets some damage up. Can't find the approach with neutral B. Jeja wasn't going to connect with that. Try and speed up the pace of play afterwards, but there it is. He finds the way to do it. Jeja looking to bring this to a game 5.
Sword on the way back down, and yes, chopping her way back in. There it is again, running up aggressively, holding shield, and then answering back out of shield, but you can't shield in the air, said Lazyzach. There's the up air, and one stock left here on the Jeja's tournament run here at Diamond Dust number 2. We're going to figure out a way to make this even, or we're going to push this to a game number 5. I know everybody in the chat wants that.
Oh, yeah. Want to see that game 5 here between these two players in hippity-hoppity, Michigan. They could get it either way. You never know where it's going to wind up as Jeja gets that grab. 110% now on Lazyzach. If he takes this stock, he's right back in it.
Okay. Coming through. Okay, nice standing jab, just trying to check the temperature here. Are you going to drop shield up close? Are you going to tangle with me? And look how angry Kirby is.
He looks mad as hell.
I ain't frowned since 06, man.
I ain't cried since 01. Get in there, Jeja. Make Zach cry. Nothing yet, though. Playing super patient. Backing it up, sitting in that Pokeball. F-tilt aren't doing it. The parry, though. Back air could come through for a great interaction win here. 131. And you need to take this stock soon with the clock ticking down.
Yeah.
I think if this clock goes below maybe a minute and a half before you take the stock, Lazyzach is looking to be in a really good spot.
That damn nair.
It's a great nair. It's come through so many times.
Here we go, friends. One stock apiece. Where is this going to go? At 27.7%. It might not seem like the biggest lead in the world for Lazyzach, but two characters comprised of some these ingredients put together the way these two are. 27 could be 127% lead.
Exactly. A 0.1% lead in this matchup is very notable because all it takes is for that clock to wind down just a little bit more. A little bit of patience is the catalyst for a win in this. Wait a minute, the down tilts from Jeja surging through. Looking to bring us to a game 5, but the misguided charge shot puts him in a bad spot, and now the onus is on Lazyzach to approach. We haven't seen that very much, where we have Jeja with the lead and Lazyzach has to get up there and scrap with him.
And I like the over-respect from both of these two characters. Like, just looking for the scrap on stage, letting them come down off the platform, not pressing any buttons, just letting the damage come to them. Jeja said, I ain't worried about it. I'm going to take a swig of this water, and we're back up in it.
F-Smash can't get it done, and the crowd lights up a little bit as Jeja brings us to a Game 5 here at Diamond Dust in losers quarterfinals in Goma Kempe, Michigan. These two have gone back and forth all day. You never know which one is going to take it. We got Game 5.
That's right. We got ourselves a Game 5 here upon us, friends. And I feel like, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been to a million tournaments. I do a lot of traveling. I always feel like I'm overdue one of these. I get one of these a year where I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's slow it down to it. I'm ready.
We're in for the ride.
I'm ready.
We're in for the ride. You got to have like the stand-up on deck.
That's right, man.
There's something to talk about.
My body is ready. Let's do it. You know, and I think it's also just coming at the expense, too, of like, you know, I don't get to commentate a lot of Jeja, so I'm okay.
Right.
You know, Jeja's a great player.
And you know I envy you for that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, hey, well, check this out. You know, in Nebraska, I lived in the land of 1,000 villagers in Smash 4 and early Ultimate. So, you know what I'm saying? You talk about going the distance on some matches.
Yeah,
you know,
villagers can do that.
And then, you know, the next state, you know, we had Kansas. They came through with some very slow characters, too. So, like, you know, I was ready. Here we go, friends. Let's bring the hype. Game number 5 is here. Jeja, Lazyzach. And both sides need to get on solid ground and stare at each other. We ready? Let's get it.
I heard the crowd getting lit, making a bit of noise here in Game 5. Jeja, though, threatening early on. Threatening to take the earliest stock of this whole set. We saw one in 30 seconds from Lazyzach earlier on. Right away, Jeja in the corner. He's found a lot of strength. Up tilts, get you off stage. Wait a minute. Might make something happen quick with some efficiency.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe that?
Down tilt. Dash attack. Oh, maybe going just a little long. We typically see Jeja go for that in the corner, but again, you have a character like Sonic who's able to threaten that space in between yourself and your opponent. You start to yank out crazy options from your opponent. And unfortunately for Lazyzach, yanking out the wrong ones there off stage. Jeja going to make them pay for it in more ways than one. I got the lead, and I'm ready to succeed. Come get me.
See that there, Rod? Jeja was so ready for Zach to fall out of that down air. He immediately followed up with a nair. That's really good awareness to be able to take that stock. That is not easy.
No, it ain't. Are you aware of your nair? Are you aware of your nair and bear, friends?
Are you aware of what nair could do to you?
That's right. Like one of those like PSA videos from
like
that's what early 2000s, you know.
Do you or a loved one have any friends that have been hit by Kirby nair off stage?
That's right. And you may be overdue for some compensation, okay?
See if the compensation is going to come in the form of a bigger prize pool for Jeja, trying to make it further in this tournament. Get a little bit more money in his pocket, and he's doing everything he needs to do to make that happen. He's playing slow. He's playing quick when he has to.
Yeah.
Making it happen sometimes in the corner, going for an aggressive option here and there.
He's trying. Dash attack. Oh, okay, a little late. Ending frames on that, a little much at times. On both characters, dash attacks at that.
For sure, for sure.
You know, we usually see Kirby's kind of using the corner to catch the neutral get up, you know.
Right, yeah.
You know, sometimes we do see a center stage. We have seen a lot of running F tilts, and we definitely see that 5-frame fair. It's looking good right now. 2 stocks apiece. That once upon a time a devastating lead that's kind of fallen by the wayside.
2 stocks off the board in 2 minutes. We've seen this Game 5 open up with a blistering pace. Both these players getting in at will, scrapping constantly. See it right now. This is as exciting as it gets. Super late Game 5. You never know what can happen.
Nope.
The game hangs on the balance at every single moment.
It most definitely does. Nice. The homing attack in. Trying to upset the balance right now. I see how this match is going, and I don't like it.
Tip the scales.
Yes, right.
The scales of justice.
Oh, yeah. All right. Homing attack. I can do that, too.
Neutral, right? The homing attack just really gives Kirby a nice burst option to use. Typically, he doesn't really have a good way to break that zone that Sonic is able to put up. Just kind of give you this space, say, come and get me. And now with that homing attack, Jeja does have a way to do that, which is very, very helpful in his ability to get up close, and he does just that. He finds a grab.
Uh-oh.
Lazyzach on the back foot.
Lazyzach needs to be anything but lazy right now. I need to see active Zach. I need to see active Zach, locked in Zach, if you will.
Quick Zach. Playful Zach. Wait a minute. The nair is going to send to the left. What a bizarre hitbox on that.
Interesting.
Not something you see too often.
Okay. This has definitely been the set of something we don't see very often for sure. I mean, I guess unless you're from the region, then of course you'd be very accustomed to this.
Quite familiar.
So I'm familiar with your game.
Right. We need Crazy Zach to come out right now.
That's right. Just go ahead and lose it. I need unhinged Zach.
Unhinged Zach. Unbelievable Zach,
Unbelievable Zach. Burner account Zach. Just go ahead. Just let the tweets fly.
Right. Something you've never seen before, but this is far too believable. Jeja coming through with something we've seen 100 times. Zach's able to counter right back, though. Get him off stage. Up air almost threatening, but not quite, as Lazyzach was just barely too far away.
Okay. Jeja said, I'm looking pretty positioned and ready to move to the next portion here of top 8. Narrowly reaching the halfway mark here. You know, dash attack.
Ooh. Slows to a crawl as Lazyzach's lead has certainly dwindled and is now a massive deficit at 118%. He needs to play this game so perfectly if he wants a chance. Any connection from Jeja is going to finish this up here in Game 5 fashion.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Quick F smash read. Now, this is still very doable if you're Lazyzach. Okay, but it's going to come at the expense of you having to play a little bit off stage here. Ooh. And there it is, my friends. I may have spoken into existence. Some might call me Nostradamus.
Right.
Depending on who you really ask, they might call me Negrodamus. Okay? Here we go, friends.
I would not call you that.
No worries, man. I wouldn't want you to.
Right. I did not think so.
All righty.
Oh, man. Lazyzach looking like Steezy Zach out here. Got that nice stock, but could not get another one. Playing from a distance now.
Okay.
No Nostradamus there. He can't figure out exactly what Jeja's going to do. Can't find the correct spacing. 143%, 155 now. Anything Jeja throws out is going to get it done.
We're about to see some very wacky stuff here happen. Coming up on the last minute, 30 seconds. And this is where you're really going to see Lazyzach become active Zach. You know, if there was ever a time to really activate, become sentient, is now. Activate.
Dancing
Yummy.
Zach. As Neutral B is back in the side of Kirby, Lazyzach still opting to disengage. 181%. Any interaction, though, can make it happen because some Zach smashes showing up.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
Back it back up.
What can we get done in a minute and 10 seconds?
Ooh,
not a damn
just
thing.
Waits there, nothing at all. Jeja's going to stand there and wait for the approach. The F-tilt makes it happen. Crowd making a bit of noise for Jeja, who takes the longest set of the tournament in Game 5.
You know, we had the block ending at 6 o'clock.